The great problem in terms of understanding the Middle East today is that people tend to look at what is happening today, and they tend to assume that people in the Middle East, Muslims and non-Muslims, Arabs and Jews, Sunnis and Shi'is, and so on and so forth, all these groups people assume have been fighting for centuries. So my project is a history of coexistence in the modern Middle East, and it's basically a book that challenges the notion that people in the Middle East have been sectarian forever, and it is a history that actually tries to emphasize a far more sort of constructive, positive, but without being romantic, history of the greatest social reality of the Middle East, which is that Muslims and non-Muslims have coexisted for centuries. Any society with any form of diversity, by definition, has what you call division, but also has, by definition, the opposite of division, that is to say proximity and intimacy and commonality. It just depends on what emphasis you put on the factors that divide you as opposed to the emphasis you put on the factors that bind you together. And so in the 19th century, what the Europeans did when they intervened in Ottoman affairs was that they singled out and focused on the idea that they were allegedly going to save non-Muslims from Muslim tyranny. That was at least the discourse. And so that created all sorts of tensions in the region because it exacerbated the sectarian differences, because if you have an outside power that's constantly intervening on behalf of one community, well, then the other communities react to that fact. There are many different paths that could have led us to very different realities. And so why we are today where we are is because of contingency, because of massive foreign intervention that has led to the reality, the really terrible reality